Welcome to the Middle Earth Weekend in the heart of Tolkien country in Birmingham, England. Okay, this is Sarehole Mill in the edge of Birmingham in the Hall Green district. It's a working water mill that would have been active at the time Tolkien was here. It dates back to the 16th, 17th century. Well, it's all about recognising the influence the area had on Tolkien's writings, in particular the mill and Moses Bog, which he used as the basis of some of the aspects of his stories. I'm dressed as a woodland elf, typical of the sort of characters that Tolkien wrote about in his books. In this particular case, I've got a beard, which isn't normal for elves, but I'm a half-elf, so get from the human side.
Since Sarehole first started celebrating Tolkien, we've been coming here, and it's grown and more people come in costume, which makes it more of an event for the children to see as well. And let's just hope it carries on for many years to come.
Well, I think it's very important for the city of Birmingham that there's an event like this that links up with Tolkien, because he's a world figure.
I think it celebrates the local author. Stratford's got Shakespeare, we've got Tolkien. We should be proud of him.
Oh, I think it's a fantastic connection, because it's not the sort of thing you think of for Birmingham, really, is it? It's a lot of the time you think it's very industrial, but it's fantastic to come to something like this. It's absolute credit to Birmingham. To think that something so close to you could have inspired something so big. I mean, it's a global phenomenon.
I dressed as Cedric today because he's one of the only ones that doesn't have a beard from it, so I thought I'd come as a younger character in the book.
My favourite character is probably the one I'm dressed as, which is the Lady Goldberry, which is the wife of Tom Bombadil, who didn't get into the films, but still brilliant.
I come from Halzone, which is in Birmingham, and to have a place like this, Sarehole Mill, which is so important to Tolkien and inspired him in so many ways, it's wonderful. I think it appeals to everybody because it's the good against evil and the triumph of the good. My favourite character is Aragorn. I really like him. I don't know why. He just appeals to me. He's so cool, and he gets the best looking bird in the end, so, hats off to him, really.
Honestly, I think Tolkien would have been slightly perplexed at the fascination with his works. I don't think Tolkien realised just how amazing his works are, his creations.
I'm Tom Bombadil, and that's my lady wife there. I actually read the books before I saw the film, not like these heathens.
You shall not pass!
Hello, I'm Erwin. I'm here because I'm one of the volunteers for the weekend, and this has been our 13th year. It's been a brilliant year again. We're lucky now the weather's gone nice, and we're very, very pleased with the way it's going. We try and keep it as a friendly, fun day for families, and that people just enjoy it so much. They come back again, and we get new people every year. And we get people from all over the world as well. We had somebody from the USA yesterday. Liverpool came down especially for the day, and people from all over Europe come down for the weekend. I'm proud of Birmingham for a start, but I'm also very proud of the fact that Birmingham's got the connection it has with Tolkien, and that we should really make more of it.
My friends suggested that I dress up as Gandalf, and I wasn't certain what to do, but when I sort of read up and actually walked on the field, I realised how much Gandalf was a great part of Lord of the Rings and Tolkien, and everything about it was just made me realise that all these families and children were actually almost placing their hope in Gandalf, to stand against the powers of darkness, if you like. I just wanted photos taken with me, and the touching part was a little boy one day just came up to me and said, "Can I walk alongside of you?" And he just sighed a sigh of relief, and he said, "You're my hero." And that just meant so much. And from that day on, I was compelled to come as Gandalf.
You shall not pass!
I really like the giant spider.
Why?
Because I like how spiders are normally really little and that one's like really big.
It's just a collection of people having fun. Tolkien's a good excuse. It's nice to do it in the area that inspired him. We've actually come from Kimber, which is about 3/4 of an hour's drive away, and we've got rock houses there which we think inspired the Hobbit holes because they're cut into the sides of cliffs.
I'm a member of the Isengard Smile, that's SMIAL. So that's one of the local groupings of the Tolkien Society. So there's lots of groupings throughout the country, throughout the world in fact. And they've each got their own name. So this is Isengard, the local one that meets in Birmingham once a month for good food and good cheer and good company. I guess it's a time for everybody to get together, meet other fans, look at some fun fancy dresses, look at some of the craft work and share thoughts about the books perhaps, read stories, hear stories and poems from the books, and learn a bit about Tolkien's Birmingham, because although all the action is in New Zealand and everybody thinks about New Zealand for Lord of the Rings, of course it really began here in Moseley in Birmingham.
The Tolkien Festival is just my kind of place, you know. Celebratory, friendly, interesting, interested, curious, you know, lively, fun. It's a really, really good atmosphere for a festival.
My name's Sergeant Tom O'Keefe. I'm the neighbourhood sergeant for Hall Green neighbourhood team, and Sarehole Mill, and this event sits within the area I cover. The event's an annual event. It gets slightly bigger every year. It certainly shows off not only Hall Green, but obviously the wider aspects of Birmingham, because certainly we have people who visit us yesterday and today from all over the country.
Have you had any drunken orcs or, you know, unruly wizards?
No, there's been a few wizards who've clearly had too many hot dogs, I would suggest. We don't usually suffer with orcs. We've had a few tussles with the Vikings in the past few years, but other than that, no, everything's been fine and good-natured.
What is wrong with you people? Let's move to them!
The reason it's here, of course, is Sarehole Mill, the Dingles. Tolkien lived round here, and certainly the books, The Lord of the Rings, as I read it as a child, were set based on this area we're in. So it's absolutely crucial almost the Tolkien event has been held at almost the centre of the Tolkien world, so to speak, because after all, this is where it all started.
To have this somewhere else, it wouldn't have the effect and the impact. And I believe the young generation of today will take this and it will keep Tolkien's memory and everything about Tolkien alive.
Hope to see you next year here at the Tolkien Weekend in Birmingham.